back, everyone. Welcome to City in Transition. I'd like to invite our panelists on stage. We have with us Purnima Bhatt, Dr. Saroop Dhruv, and our moderator, Mr. Arthur Duff. Purnima Bhatt is an acclaimed professor of history, anthropology, and interdisciplinary studies at Hood College, America. She is also a researcher and an author. Having completed her BA and her MA in Indian history from Delhi University, she did her postgraduate work from Harvard University and was awarded her PhD from Harvard University. She has not only published several papers, but also has authored 4 books, including Her Story, Her Space, and Women's Leadership in Chaotic Environment. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. Saroop Dhruv is the founding member of the cultural group Samvedan Sanskritik Manch and the media group Darshan, the objective of both of which is social change. She is also the founder of Kalam, which provides a platform for female writers. In 1982, she published her first collection of poems, Mara Hathni Vaat. Her second collection, Sarakti Hawao, was published in 1995. Other poetry collections by her are Hastakshep and Sahyara Surajni Vaat. Sahyara Surajni Khojma. Welcome, ma'am. Our moderator for the session, Mr. Arthur Duff, has over 25 years of experience in architecture, interior design and manufacturing of furniture and other products. Earlier, he was the professor and area chief for furniture design at the same institution. He is the former president of the Institute of Designers in Ireland and a member of the Royal Institute of the Architects in Ireland. At present, he is the director of library services at Sept University. We welcome you, sir. As you can see, we have one panelist missing, Esther David. Unfortunately, she could not be here because of an urgent call. But we'd like to welcome you all here. Our panel is here to look at the changing scenario of our beloved city, how it finds a different meaning in every person, the idea that a city is never stagnant and is constantly changing, especially one like Ahmedabad, will be under scrutiny. We are extremely pleased. I'd like to ask Mr. Duff to commence the session from here.
So, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm very happy we're at that time of the day when, having had your lunch and your chai, you're beginning to get fresh again. And so there's a lovely energy about the hall. I can see that everyone has that kind of lively atmosphere about them. And so what we want to do with this wonderful energy of yours is capture this. So we've got an exceptional pair of panelists today to contribute, and I'm going to try and lead you, but our key desire is to bring you into the story. So this session is really principally about you, and I'll focus on that as we go through my little introduction. So good morning, good day to you, everyone, and welcome to our session. So I'm going to first take a little time to introduce you to the idea of the thinking behind this session. I will do a couple of things to position our panelists. I will first discuss the idea of a city, and then I will briefly contextualize Ahmedabad, where we are here and now. I would also like to place myself in the city as an Ahmedabadi. Maya, does that come as a surprise? Before inviting our esteemed panelists to present their thoughts on the matter as a way of challenging all of you to bring forth your own thoughts on what the future of the city means to us. So I'm going to start by referring to one of yesterday's first speakers, Atul Khanna, that I hope some of you heard. He presented his vision for a future based on his idea of societal moksha. We generally understand moksha to be a personal journey towards self-realization, which was so beautifully narrated by Vishal Bhavsad this morning when he presented his book, Tryst with Reality. However, what Atulbai was offering is a way to imagine a future where we go beyond ourselves. He is looking beyond the limits of ourselves and our mobile phones. to a possibility that we may reconnect with each other for the greater good of society. So what is a city? A place of exchange and willful engagement. The idea and the reality of a city is, by definition, many different things to different people. It is the sum of multiple parts. In essence, however, it exists as a place of assembly for the exchange and trafficking of ideas and goods among its population. It offers security and shelter and a way for people to manage themselves in relation to each other. It is a place of order that accommodates different needs. It is a place where strangers can meet, where new ideas are formed, a common ground. Think of Ahmedabad International Literary Festival. It is also a stinking mess if you live downwind from Piranha Dump. Fundamentally, it is a human construct, a willful act of design. We are not bees or ants who are hardwired by their DNA to build a prescribed and complete world for ourselves. What makes us human is our ability to make choices for ourselves. Cities have therefore the capacity to be the most noble and inspiring of places, as well as the most oppressive and threatening. In the past, cities were generally the responsibility of a ruler who developed a settlement to consolidate his power and control over a region. In such a strategic and safe place, the population settled to offer service and support in return for protection. Above all, there is nothing accidental about a city. It is an act of will of many committing to the order and possibility of a place. And so what is a city in transition, you might ask? Surely a city is a fixed and constant reality. It is built of bricks and stone and concrete. It's going nowhere. Indeed, physically, it is a permanent reality. Though in Ahmedabad, we are seeing huge sections of the city being redeveloped all the time. So that is indeed the frame, be it the metro, the riverfront, or our beloved Piranha. Moving beyond this is what we are interested in exploring here today. That which the city enables, the trafficking of ideas and possibilities that happen alongside the improving of waterworks, the 3G, the 4G networks, and every other facility that helps us live our daily lives. So what is the city becoming? So then Ahmedabad, so city in that sense of a generic, and then Ahmedabad where we are. And so to Ahmedabad. So you all know your history of this remarkable, generous city, I'm assuming. And what drew people to this spot is the subject of endless scholarly debate by others more qualified than I. Let me just say, maybe it was the water, which does so much more than keep us alive. At some point, one ruler, it was the hares chasing the hounds that seemed to have done the trick. You know these stories. Rulers came and went, and subjects bent to their will, adapting to new orders, new religions, new cultures and languages, finding ways of assimilating and accommodating. What mattered most of all was surviving. In the modern era, we know about the remarkable prosperity derived from technology, namely the industrializing of the production of textiles that was developed here thanks to visionary and ambitious Shetlok, and with some help from British administrators who made connections for them back in Vilayat. These days, there is so much talk about Ahmedabad, the heritage city, a branding exercise that focuses on the stuff of the past. There is a lot of nostalgia for a past, real or perhaps mostly imagined, instead of the pressing reality of the present and what the future might be. What we commit to today will become the heritage for future generations. Our interest is in the future and what the city can become and who is responsible for it, for building our heritage of the future. And who is going to do that? You, the young people of this city, the future decision makers of this great place. Thanks to the epic freedom struggle, we belong to a democracy that enables all of us to have a say in what matters around us. However, personal freedoms are seeming by many to be more important than societal equity and the common good. And so to what I'm doing here, what on earth am I doing standing up before you here? And maybe just a way of contextualizing that for you. Some time after arriving here from Ireland, guess where, as a student in the early 1980s, I met someone who, when they heard I was Irish, told me about my people who were already here. Tamara loko cheya. Mara loko? Gone. Ah, Tamara natna loko. Che. Tia Ellisbridge passage. Oh, okay. So I was puzzled and curious and was directed to find where they stayed in a compound in Ellisbridge. I cycled down in my Hero Jet cycle and landed up at the gate of the Zanana bungalow in the IP compound. IP, for those of you who do not know, stands for Irish Presbyterian. And what does that mean, I hear you ask, except that you're much too polite to ask? Even I did not know, as I had not met a Presbyterian until I came to India. I grew up in Dublin, a nice Catholic boy, one of the ones the Jesuits got as a youngster. You can say Presbyterians are to Catholics as Jains are to Hindus. In any case, I was received warmly by Miss Shannon, then an old woman with a halo of white fluffy hair, rosy cheeks and a beaming smile on her face. Wearing a pretty frock, she looked like she had never left her home in Belfast. After a delicious tea and freshly made sandwiches and shortbread biscuits, I thought I was at home at my auntie's. Imagine yourself as a young student on a wet and windy day in Dublin, knocking on a strange door and it being opened by a Gujarati Masi wearing a sari and offering you fresh gantia and jalebi. You get the point, okay? That happy meeting and many more that followed confirmed that I had family in Ahmedabad. I had found my people, and I realized that I belong over here. Of course, I'm fingering you, okay? What is belonging anyway? Only an act of will. Being in Ahmedabad is not a divine right. It is a commitment to place. There are people from all over the world living in this city who are Ahmedabadi, from Bihar, from UP, from Nepal, from the UK, from Pakistan, from Sri Lanka, from Ireland, from France, from Kerala, from Bengal. I could go on. Now they're all Ahmedabadis by choice. To be an Ahmedabadi is a choice. It's not the water. It's not my auntie giving me tea and shortbread. Now, where are you all from? Or more to the point, where are your parents from? That is the question to ask. Badaloko Kanacho. Who is from Ahmedabad here? Okay, so whose parent is not from Ahmedabad? Okay, so there are as many hands going up that tell you that you all have come here by a particular grace and that you are here, yes, as Ahmedabadis, but also as something else as well. So that is a choice you are making. So now I'm catching you because now we are in that sense together. So we are in that sense as connected by being foreign as being local. So that is a commitment that you've made. And now, to another context, which is our wonderful panelists. We are very, very privileged to have two remarkable women as our panelists. As you've already heard in the introductions, they are both committed Ahmedabadis, both powerful women in their own right, who manage to negotiate their way in a man's world. May I now invite them to explain something of themselves and their relation to the city, as well as their ideas for the city in transition. So let's start a discussion by first letting them talk about their context in Ahmedabad.
Arthur has already set the ground for our discussion of cities. I'm going to take a really personal tone about the city. He says I'm an Ahmedabadi. I will not disagree. But I have to let you know that, in fact, I have never really grown up here. I didn't live here. I spent my school and college years in Delhi, and for the last 50 years, I have been in the United States as a teacher. So the question is, why am I even here, and what am I doing, even though he calls me an Ahmedabadi? I'm going to get to that in a minute, but I want to suggest that our panel today is on cities and transition, really. And cities are really the building block of a civilization. Those of you who know history know that the earliest civilizations in the world, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Indus Valley, and in China, all of them were centered around cities. The ancient Greeks defined civilization as civitas. The word civitas in Greek and Latin means belonging to a city. The implication here is that you are civilized if you belong to a city. And so I proudly embrace the idea that I am an Ahmedabadi and I belong to the city. So what is my connection with the city? I'm going to pick up and link up 3 of my latest books, all of which were inspired by Ahmedabad and all of which deal in one way or the other with the aspects of cities that we are going to discuss today. Now, what cities do is really, as Arthur has pointed out, they are the meeting place, the exchange where there is an exchange of goods and ideas, a meeting place, a cultural interaction between people. So, but certainly the exchange of goods, and commerce, therefore, is very important. The other thing about city is culture, and that's why we are here today, to partake of the culture that Ahmedabad offers us every year in the form of this international festival. The third thing that a city must do and aspires to do is to allow for and enable contact between diverse peoples, diverse cultures, different linguistic groups, different racial groups. The idea of contact here is very important, and it is not just that they are interacting for commerce and culture. They must, in order for a city to thrive, in order for a city to be vibrant, in order for a city to be flourishing, there has to be a sense of community. The city must, and the citizens of the city must develop a sense of community. So commerce, culture, contact, and community. My first book, and this might intrigue you, is called Her Space, Her Story. It documents the relationship of women, water, religion, and architecture in Gujarat. And so I'm focusing on gender, but I'm focusing on women and water. And there can be no city, as all of you know, in order for a city to survive, in order for the citizens to live well, there has to be clean, available water for them. And I was fascinated because my first exposure to stepwells took place actually more than 50 years ago, when I came to visit Ahmedabad to visit my grandmother who had a home here. And she wanted me to have some culture. So she put me on a bus to look at all the archaeological sites. And one of them was Adalaj. Now you won't believe that it took me, and the stepwell of Adalaj just swept me away with its absolutely exquisite beauty and carvings. 50 years later, I discovered that many of the stepwells, at least a quarter to 1/5, were built by women. And so it was women who came here to fetch water, and water was just one thing, one important ingredient. There was commercial exchange going on, merchants came, they rested up, they brought their goods and services on their way to the north, and women came here, but the most important thing was the building of a community. And that's, I'm picking up on the 4 themes. Women came here not just to fetch water, they came here to build up a sense of community with other women. That's why I call my book Her Space, Her Story, because they came here to laugh and to cry, to share their joys and their sorrows, to complain about a bad husband and a mean mother-in-law. But what was happening at the stepwell was the sharing of ideas, the providing of support, and a building of a sense of community and solidarity. In the mid-19th century, the British came and sealed off all the stepwells and did not allow people to fetch water there because they believed it was unhygienic. What is marvelous about it, and it tells us something about what the future of these things will be, is that the women could not go there to fetch water. But the main purpose was not just water, it was a sense of community. It was religious rituals. It was asking the gods to give them children, a good husband, prosperity, happiness, joy, long life. And so the women have appropriated these step wells, and now they don't go for the water, but they still go to network, and they build a little shrine to a devi or a goddess. And the women come here. The step well is still a magnet for these women. So the sense of community is very, very important. The step wells are also important. So Arthur had said, you know, we have to present our vision of the future. What do we want? Now, the step wells are no longer relevant for water. So what is their future? 2 years ago, I went on a very lovely evening, on a starry night, to Adalaj again. It is like Adalaj beckons me each time. And I went to Adalaj to hear a music performance of Bhatt with jazz and rhythm music on a guitar. 1,000 and more people came to listen to the fusion music, young and old. And on that starry night, I told myself, of course, what is happening is not just about water, because it is not relevant anymore. What is happening is building of the same sense of community that a city must have if it has to thrive. It is the same thing of building solidarity, of feeling that we belong to each other in this magnificent city of Ahmedabad. So the step wells have been important to me. I also need to mention that last year when I came here, somebody invited me and said, go to Uvarsad. I'd never heard about this village. So I go to Uvarsad, and the villagers in Uvarsad, and I have to proudly say that the Panch is a woman. So I'm returning back to my interest in gender studies. The Panch decided that the step well, which is now used for defecation and is dirty and is filthy waters, is crumbling down, inhabited by turtles and snakes and cooing pigeons and bats. They were going to revive this step well. They were going to take ownership of the step well. And so at the cost to the villagers, it's a very small cost. They cleaned up for several years, and Uvarsad is now a place where people go to do the same things, to connect, to take pride in their cities. And it is a meeting point and soon to become an interpretation center for the study of step well. So that's one thing, and I'm going to finish off quickly, and then we can talk about questions. My other book, so this is her space, her story. The other book, and I have to plug this for a very good reason, it's called African Diaspora in India. And I'm talking about the African presence in India, but specifically in Gujarat. Saurashtra, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Kutch, Div, Daman, and so on and so forth. Now, why is this important in the relevance of our talk about cities? Because I don't want to ask you, I don't want to embarrass anybody here, but if I talk to people in Ahmedabad and I say, have you been to the Sidi Sayyad Mosque? And they'll say, yes, bahut saras hai, sundar jaliyo hai, traceries, beautiful sandstone building, and it's right there in the heart of the city. What they don't know, and this is true equally of the Jhulta Minara, and I'm sure some of you have been to the Jhulta Minara, what they don't know is that it was built by the descendants of slaves from the 17th, 16th century, and both of them were buildings which were patronized and built by Africans. Now, ideally in a city like this, you must be aware of the contributions, the achievements, the presence, the richness that these communities, whether they are Jewish community, whether they are Christians, whether they are Hindus, whether they are Muslims, we will not have a good city until we build a sense of community, a mutual respect for other religions, other cultures, other traditions, and a love of diversity, coexisting, unity in diversity. And links me up to Ahmedabad. And the third one, which is very personal and that I'm going to stop, is a book called Reminiscence. And I mentioned to you that despite Arthur's kindness to say I'm an Ahmedabadi, I'm not. I have never lived here, I've never studied the language. What connects me to Ahmedabad is my grandmother, who lived here. And some years ago I told myself, you know, in Yoruba, in African language, the Yoruba language, there's a very wonderful saying. The river that does not know its source is destined to die. The river that does not know its source is destined to die. And people who do not know their origin, their background, their ancestry, will not continue. They will not flourish. They will not move into the future. So I decided I better shape up and write about my grandmother. And it is a translation of her biography, of her autobiography. She lived more than 100 years ago. The book was published by her in 1935. And so I sat down and wrote about her. And you know, the most important thing I learned, which I want to share with the younger generation particularly, is that there were eminent women in Ahmedabad, in the field of education, in the field of social work, in the field of political organization, in the Gandhian movement, in the freedom struggle, in the municipality, women who played an eminent role. These are the stories that you, as the younger generation, need to write, to document, and to share. Every life is worth writing about. You need to go to your grandmother, you need to go to other people, and get their stories, hear their voices, the silent voices that have remained silent for so long. And maybe then Ahmedabad will be this vibrant, beautiful city where we come together and celebrate the heritage of all the people. Thank you.
But I think it's the willful demonstration of belonging is what is an exceptional quality of Purnima. And she denies this connection, but it's a fundamental connection that actually inspires her and inspires the rest of us as well. So another Ahmedabadi, if I may, and hand over to Saroop, who has another very particular passion for Ahmedabad and has, to her credit, a huge involvement with literature, but has recently been responsible for publishing a remarkable book on the narration of Ahmedabad, Shernama, so in Gujarati, the stories of Ahmedabad. So we know about Ahmedabad through history, we know about Ahmedabad through the rulers, through the political narrative of the city, but what Saroop has been so passionate about is the story of the city, an extension of what Purnima is talking about, telling tales and actually describing a city through the essence of its narrative. So to you, Saroop.
Thank you, Adharbai. He is Ahmedabadi, so I would like to હું એમને ગુજરાતીમાં સંબોધન કરીશ આથરભાઈ. Yes. जब मेरा परिचय दिया गया था यहाँ पे, तो एक कवि के रूप में, तो मैं यहाँ क्या कर रही हूँ, मैं सोच रही थी. लेकिन thanks to Adharbai, he has introduced me as a writer of शहरनामा. And yes, मैं अहमदाबादी हूँ. अहमदाबाद में जन्मी पली बड़ी और इंशाल्लाह यहीं पर ख़त्म होंगी, पता नहीं. लेकिन मुझे कहना चाहिए कि एक अहमदाबादी के रूप में I love this city immensely and I hate this city very well. यही चीज़ है मेरे शहरनामा में, यही चीज़ है. कुछ आज भी मैं यही चीज़ें आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूँगी. आज का हमारा टॉपिक है सिटीज़ इन ट्रांजिशन. चेंज इज़ इनएविटेबल. इंसानों के लिए भी, पेड़ पौधों के लिए भी, प्रकृति के लिए भी, शहरों के लिए भी बदलाव होना चाहिए. बदलाव ही जिंदगी है, बदलना ही, चलते रहना है. लेकिन कुछ बदलाव बहुत प्लेजेंट भी लगते हैं, कुछ बदलाव फॉर बेटर, चेंजेस आर फॉर बेटर, बट कुछ बदलाव हमें अनकंफर्टेबल भी कर सकते हैं। तो अहमदाबाद की ये बदलाव मैं 70 प्लस अहमदाबादी देखती आई हूँ। कैसे बदलाव? दोनों तरह के बदलाव मैं देखती आई हूँ। अहमदाबाद अच्छे के लिए भी बदल रहा है और बदलता रहेगा, बिकमिंग बेटर एंड बेटर, जिसको हम कहते हैं बेहतर। और कहीं कहीं अहमदाबाद के कुछ कोने वो बदतर, नॉट बैड बट वर्स्ट समवेयर। क्योंकि आखिर शहर क्या है? मॉन्यूमेंट्स तो है, शहर लोगों से बनता है, शहरें लोगों से बनते हैं, बनते आए हैं। तो इस शहर को बनाने वाले या इस शहर को बनाने वालों के जो आज के बच्चे हैं, आज के संतान हैं, उनके बारे में हमें सवाल होना चाहिए। हम बातें करते हैं कल्चरल एक्सचेंज, कल्चरल इंटीग्रिटी, विविधता में एकता, लेकिन सही में क्या हमें दूसरों के कल्चर के प्रति सम्मान है? हम क्यों एक दूसरे को हेट कर रहे हैं? क्यों एक यहाँ पे जो अहमदाबाद जिसके लिए बदनाम है या बहुत ही इनफेमस है राइट्स के लिए, कार्नेज के लिए, चूहापुरा के लिए, वहाँ पे बॉर्डर बोलते हैं, दीवार बोलते हैं, क्यों? हम मॉन्यूमेंट्स को प्रिजर्व करेंगे। इस शहर को हेरिटेज का नाम भी दिया गया है, और वह हेरिटेज की जो मॉन्यूमेंट्स है वह जिस प्रजा ने दिए हैं, हम जिन लोगों ने इन हेरिटेज में हमें दिए हैं, क्या उन लोगों के साथ बाकियों का और बाकियों का उन लोगों के साथ और उन लोगों का बाकियों के साथ रिश्ता सही में इंटीग्रिटी का है, प्यार का है, मोहब्बत का है? तो बहुत स्ट्रांगली मैंने कभी कहा था कि लिखा भी है कि हम पत्थरों को चाहेंगे लेकिन पत्थरों को खड़ा करने वालों को नहीं चाहेंगे। ये केवल एक ही कम्युनिटी के बारे में मैं नहीं कह रही हूँ, ये पूरे दुनिया के इतिहास में हुआ है। जिन्होंने इमारतें खड़ी की है, जिन्होंने संस्कृतियां बनाई है, जिन्होंने सिविलाइजेशन गढ़े, उनके नींव में जो लोग हैं, उनके साथ जो टोच पर, जो टॉप पर जो लोग हैं, उनका क्या रिश्ता है, ये अगर हम स्टडी करेंगे तभी शायद हम सिविलाइजेशंस का एनालिसिस करेंगे, तभी शायद हम सिविलाइजेशन के इतिहास के अंदर जा सकेंगे। सभ्यताएं बहुत प्रेजेंट नहीं होती हैं। सभ्यताएं किसी के खून से रंगी हुई होती है और किसी के खून में डूबी हुई भी होती है, किसी की चीखें भी दबी हुई होती है इनकी नींवों में। तो न केवल एक ही कम्युनिटी, लेकिन यहाँ पे दलित भी है। पूर्णिमा बहन ने सीधियों को भी याद किया, यहाँ पे वीमेन भी है, यहाँ पे उन डाउन ट्रोडन लोग भी हैं जिन्होंने इस शहर को खड़ा किया है। इस शहर को हम ताने बाने का शहर कहते हैं, टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज का शहर है। कहाँ है वो टेक्सटाइल मिल्स? मिलों से पहले यहाँ पे बुनकर थे जो सूती कपड़ा बुनते थे और कमखाब भी बुनते थे, गजी सिल्क भी बुनते थे और मलमल भी बुनते थे, शीट्स भी बुनते थे। उसके ऊपर रंग काम किया जाता था, जो रंगरेज कहा, हम जिनको रंगरेज कहते थे। जो छिपा लोग हैं, जो छापते थे, जो प्रिंट करते थे। कितना इंटर कम्युनिटी माने इंटरैक्टिव पूरा टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज। हैंडलूम इंडस्ट्रीज, बुनने वाला बुनकर, जुलाहा दलित भी है और था और मुसलमान भी, रंगरेज भावसार भी थे और मुसलमान भी, छिपा छापगर भी थे और भावसार भी, दर्जी जरदोजी करने वाले। तो ये सारी जो अहमदाबाद की जो कीर्ति है, अहमदाबाद की जो शान है, वो इंटर कम्युनिकेटिव, कई सारी कम्युनिटीज साथ में मिलके इस अहमदाबाद को खड़ा किया है। केवल पत्थरों की बात नहीं है, कपड़ों की बात है, खान पान की बात है। हम पूरी खाते हैं, हम समोसा खाते हैं, हम जलेबी खाते हैं। कहाँ से आई ये सारी चीज़ें? ये अहमदाबाद की नहीं, केवल गुजरात की नहीं, पूरे हिंदुस्तान की तासीर है कि सारे ताने बाने की तरह बुने हुए हैं लोग, और ये बुनावट डाइवर्सिटी में, और डाइवर्सिटी को हम धीरे धीरे भूलने लगे हैं। और जिसकी शुरुआत मैंने कहा था कि चेंज कभी कभी मुझे अनकंफर्टेबल भी करता है। ये तानों बानों का शहर, ये साझी बुनावट का शहर, ये साझी विरासत का शहर, गुजरात मॉडल कब से कहलाने लगा? अहमदाबाद मॉडल कब से कहलाने लगा? तो इसमें हमें सोचने की नहीं, केवल सोचने की नहीं, फिक्र करने की बात है कि ये चेंज किस तरह का है। मेरा शहर बदल रहा है, मैं देख रही हूँ, मैं इसकी साक्षी हूँ। केवल साक्षी नहीं, हस्तक्षेप भी है। एक नागरिक के रूप में, जैसे पूर्णिमा बहन ने कहा कि मैं सिटीजन हूँ, तो सिटीजन हूँ तो मेरा हस्तक्षेप भी होना चाहिए। हर एक का, हर एक अहमदाबाद के वादी का हस्तक्षेप होना चाहिए, वो चाहे इंटेलेक्चुअली हो, चाहे एक्शन के रूप में हो। हमें सोचना पड़ेगा कि इस शहर में कि बदलाव क्या आ रहा है। कभी कभी चेंजेस अनकंफर्टेबल करते हैं। हमेशा मैं पर्यावरण की बात पे भी जाना चाहती थी। मैं यहीं रहती हूँ नवरंगपुरा में, अभी 62 ईयर्स, 62 साल से मैं यहीं रहती हूँ। उससे पहले रायपुर खाड़िया जो मेरा जन्मस्थल भी और मेरा बचपन भी वहाँ गया। हमने पोल क्यों छोड़े? आज हम हेरिटेज में पोलों का बहुत ही वखान करते हैं, बहुत ही वी प्रेज दिस पोल्स ऑफ अहमदाबाद, पोल्स ऑफ गुजरात, नाइसली इंट्रिकेटेड carvings of wooden in our poles. Yes? लेकिन हमने पोल क्यों छोड़े? जैसे आज से 60-70 ईयर्स से पहले हमने पोल्स क्यों छोड़े? आज जो आप पोलों में अच्छी अच्छी हवेलियाँ देख रहे हैं, जो होटल नुमा हवेलियाँ भी है, हवेलिया में होटल है, होटल में हवेलियाँ है, वो सारी एयर कंडीशन है। वहाँ पे पानी तीसरे मंजिले पर भी आता है। वहाँ पे बिजलियों के नमूने भी, अच्छे नमूनेदार दिए भी है। कैंडल लाइट डिनर्स भी होता है, फानूस भी होता है, वो लैंटर्न भी होता है दादी माँ के समय का, लेकिन वो सब बनाया हुआ है, वो बनावटी है। सही में जब हम वहाँ रहते थे तब पोले कंजस्टेड थी। बाजू बाजू में, बगल बगल में जो मकान थे, उसमें दूसरे मकान में झांकने के लिए खिड़की नहीं थी। हम झरोखों की बहुत ही प्रेस कर रहे हैं, लेकिन झरोखे बाहर पड़ते थे और झरोखे में आकर हम देखते थे गायें, काउडंग, ढेर सारा कूड़ा। तो पोले जो पोल गंदी पण हती, पोलो साफ नहीं थी, आज भी नहीं है। अभय भाई की हवेली में आप जाओ, लेकिन खिड़की से झांको तो नीचे तो वही चीज़ रहेगी जो मैं 70 साल से पहले वहाँ छोड़ के आई हूँ। तो चेंज क्या है? ये जो चेंज हो रहा है अहमदाबाद में, हेरिटेज सिटी, ये हेरिटेज क्या ये चेंज है? तो उस वक़्त भी हम पर्यावरण की चिंता करते थे, पोल्यूशन की, इसीलिए पोल को छोड़ के नवरंगपुरा में जाते थे, एलिस ब्रिज में जाते थे, पालड़ी में जाते थे, परिमल सोसाइटी में जाते थे। धीरे 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 शहर डेवलप होता गया। हम कहते हैं डेवलपमेंट आर्थिक है, हाँ आर्थिक तो है, लेकिन पर्यावरण के चलते भी है। हम खुली हवा में सांस लेने के लिए पोल में से बाहर आए थे। आज आप पोल में जाकर रहो तो रहने वाली कंडीशन हमें बनानी पड़ती है। जगदीप भाई की हवेली फुल्ली एसी, हाँ कुछ चौक है, कुछ मेड़ियाँ है, अगली परसाड़े हैं, वहाँ पे आता है, लेकिन पूरा दिन भर आपको लाइट जलाना पड़ेगा। तो तब भी आज से 70-80 इयर्स पहले जब ये एलिस ब्रिज बना था, बंगले बने थे, बंगलों में क्यों रहने आए लोग पोल छोड़कर? अपना स्टेटस तो हुआ, ऊपर आया, अपना क्लास तो ऊपर आया, लेकिन पर्यावरण भी बदला, पर्यावरण के लिए। तो ये भी सोचने वाली बात है। आज भी आप पोल देखने तो जाते हो हेरिटेज वॉक में, घंटा 2 घंटा कौन रहने का वहाँ पसंद करेगा? सोचिए। मैं अभी यहाँ 65 ईयर्स से नवरंगपुरा में रह रही हूँ। जब हमने ये एरिया पसंद किया तो लश ग्रीन मेडोज ऑफ अहमदाबाद एजुकेशन सोसाइटी, एंड आज मैं यहाँ आ रही थी, हर रोज आती हूँ, हम हमेशा आती थी, लेकिन आज मैंने देखा कि पूरी लश ग्रीन मेडोज ऑफ अहमदाबाद सोसाइटी, अहमदाबाद एजुकेशन सोसाइटी इज कवर्ड बाय सीमेंट कंक्रीट। कितने सारे मकान, कितनी सारी इमारतें, हाँ एजुकेशन बढ़ रहा है, बढ़ रहा है। कौन पढ़ने वाला है? कौन पढ़ने आएगा? लाख, 1.5 लाख, 2 लाख, 3 लाख की फीस है। अहमदाबाद एजुकेशन का एक बहुत बड़ा स्थल है। 5 टेकरियाँ भी थी, उस वक़्त भी थी। एक श्रेयस टेकरा था, एक एनआईडी टेकरा था, एक सीईई टेकरा था, एक अटीरा और पीआरएल टेकरा था, लेकिन 5 ही टेकरे थे, 5 ही टीले थे, और वहाँ पे दुनिया भर की नॉलेज जनरेट होती थी। वी वेर प्राउड ऑफ दिस 5 टीलेस सराउंडेड बाय ग्रीनरी, surrounded by ponds, and now thousands of institutions and surrounded by cement concrete. Where are those trees? तो मेरा शहर बदल रहा है। मैं बहुत दुखद घटनाओं की बात नहीं करूँगी, मैं कांकरिया या रिवर फ्रंट की बात नहीं करूँगी, करना चाहिए, समय की कमी है, करना ही चाहिए। वो चेंज किसके लिए है? मैं इस वो रिवर फ्रंट के 2 जो सीमेंट कंक्रीट के दीवारों के बीच बहने वाले पानी की बात नहीं करूँगी, करना चाहिए। जो साबरमती नहीं है, जो नर्मदा है, जिनके घूंट छीन के हमने यहाँ पे ये हौज बनाया है, ये कैनाल बनाई है। मेरा शहर बदल रहा है, हाँ मेरा शहर बदल रहा है, लेकिन किसके लिए बदल रहा है? सिटी इन ट्रांजिशन। आप बहुत सारी बातें तो कह सकते हैं, लेकिन मेरा सिटी मुझे बदलते हुए देख के कहीं कहीं बहुत अच्छा भी लगता है। ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, ये इंस्टीट्यूशंस, ये बड़े बड़े नाम यहाँ पर, ये वो बहुत ही बिग शॉट्स पढ़ाने आते हैं, पढ़ने आते हैं। यहाँ से जो गए एल्यूमनाई, वो डॉक्टर विक्रम साराभाई जिसका वो खुद अहमदाबादी थे। तो दुनिया भर में छाए हुए लोग भी अहमदाबाद के हैं, दुनिया भर में छाने वाले लोग भी अहमदाबाद के होंगे। वह चेंज मुझे प्राइड, आई फील प्राउड ऑफ माई अहमदाबाद, बट आई एम really very, very sad of those oustees of riverfront, Kankaria, Chandola, who are branded as Bangladeshi, terrorists, outsiders. तो मुझे लगता है कि अब सोचने का वक्त है कि सिटी इन ट्रांजिशन, सारे सिटी में यही कहानियाँ होंगी, सारे सिटीज़ में, मुंबई में भी होगी, बड़ौदा में भी होगी, हैदराबाद में भी है, मूसी नदी का क्या हुआ है मुझे पता है, दिल्ली में जमुना का क्या हुआ है सबको पता है, दुनिया भर के सिटीज़ में आंसू भी है और मुस्कान भी है। लेकिन क्योंकि मैं अहमदाबादी हूँ, 600 साल के अहमदाबाद की मैं साक्षी हूँ और प्रॉस्पेरिटी की भी साक्षी हूँ, और ये जो हो रहा है उन आंसुओं की भी साक्षी हूँ। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि जब भी किसी सिटी के ट्रांजिशन के बारे में सोचा जाए तो ये दोनों पहलुओं के बारे में सोचा जाए, न केवल प्रॉस्पेरिटी के बारे में, न केवल अच्छी अच्छी गुडी गुडी बातें, लेकिन हमें उन लोगों के बारे में भी सोचना चाहिए जो नींव में पड़े हुए हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
What a wonderful, you talk about witnessing all the time, and so what a treasure we have in you to have given us this understanding of the city, which is profound and heartfelt. And so I think that is on both sides, we've had very different sense of what's possible, but for you, it's over to you. So please, may we have responses from your side, anyone who actually can engage with Saroop Ben and Purnima Ben with respect to your understanding of the city today and in the future. So
Hello.
Please, who would like to?
Due to time constraints, we'll only take one question from the audience. So it is a request to please keep your questions short and to the point. Thank you.
So indeed, for that matter, there's so much to reflect on. What Saroop Ben particularly has engaged with is very, very significant and very, I mean, there's a deep connection she has. Naresh bhai.
And probably my experience is not as wide as yours, because I left Ahmedabad for my education in engineering outside and was all around the country, and then came back to Ahmedabad only recently. So probably I have seen the city in snapshots. So the transition actually has been quite digital for me. But I remember one thing very clearly, is that in Shapur, when we used to take bath, the famed Sabarmati could give me only half a bucket of water. Narmada was necessary. Now there can be a lot of debate about bringing Narmada here, what we did, what we did not do. But we have missed one big thing in this entire Ahmedabad International Literature Festival. We have not deconstructed the city in transition. We have discussed, we have debated, but it's very important to deconstruct the city in transition so that we don't make the mistakes of the past. And therefore, somebody like you does not have to write in future about the worst parts of their experiences in a particular place. I want to end very quickly with saying that in Sufi Islam, there are many steps. The last step is Maut. So any Puri, which is the Sanskrit word for city, and whose root is Purnam, which is completeness, must accommodate its own death. So a city in transition can be eternal only when it deconstructs and accommodates its own death. Maybe we can learn a lot from your experience, but we should not get lost into debate on austies, on things which are errors, only to be corrected in the future. Thank you.
So thank you very much. So I think fundamentally what Saroop has brought our attention to is the generous capacity of a city, the interdependence of people, the connectivity of people and skills that actually sustain growth and sustain development. So that open-ended possibility of regeneration can only exist on the basis of people who are different, and Purnima Ben also referred to that, being respected and engaged with each other. So I believe we're under considerable pressure. I thank you for being with us. Please keep in your hearts our wonderful contributors' contributions and what the city means to them. What the city means to you is in your hearts, and that is actually what is the most precious thing here. We, in that sense, have had an experience of the city. You, young people, in particular, have yet to make your mark. So draw on the past to build your own futures. So we look forward to, in our dotage, in our old age, seeing what the city becomes for you. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for taking us on such a remarkable journey through history and commerce and community. I'd like to invite our festival founder, Mr. Umashankar Yadav, to present you with mementos. Mr. Arthur Duff. Dr. Saroop Dhruv. And Purnima Bhatt. Let's give our panelists a big round of applause. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. We'll move on to the next session, which is on the current sensation, Hilaro. We'll begin soon. Thank you.